Okay, my friends, happy Monday. I'm so excited to see your faces again. This feels good, doesn't it? Like to see you again. It's like a family reunion and then like, oh, here we are again. I love it so much. So thanks for being here today. I'm so excited to spend some time with you. Mostly I'm so excited to hear from some amazing takeaways and beautiful babes that were at our retreat with us. If you weren't there, we want you to know that we missed you. There were a bunch of you that wanted to be there and for one reason or another couldn't be there. We missed you. We love you. You're still welcome. Like, we're here, and we hope that you feel included, at least in part, by being on this call from our amazing retreat. So you guys, really quick before we get into the takeaways, it is the 27th. Guess what? We have 4 full days. Like, I looked at the calendar, 4 full days. When I'm saying full, I mean it's not a weekend. We don't have like a Sunday in between there. We've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. And honestly, those are the days that I am more intentionally working. So we got 4 days to create some end of month magic. Are you guys excited to dig in and create some magic with your 4 full days? I'm excited. And thanks for having your camera on. Look at all these people, these faces. Oh, I love the energy of seeing your face. So thank you for turning your camera on. Don't feel like you have to. I'm just saying thank you to the people that are. We have 4 days to create magic. How many of you know Charlie getting it done? I love it. How many of you know that we're in the human business? And humans by nature just procrastinate. It just is what it is. We can work on it and we can do our personal development and try not to do that, and we'll get better and better. But I think till the end of time, we're just going to be humans, and we're going to struggle with procrastination, right? The good news is when we understand this in the business that we are in, we can double down on some intentional work over the last few days of the month. And guess what happens? We create legit magic. I could tell you story on story. Every person on this call that's been around for a while can tell you magical stories of digging in and creating amazing things in the last few days of the month. It just is the way it is, right? Of course, we're nourishing all month long. We're planting seeds. We're doing the thing. We're being consistent. But there's just something really awesome about the last few days of the month, the energy. People are ready to make it happen. We got incentives, right? So I want to ask you, are you going to make it count for you? Because you could easily say, I'm just going to hang tight until October 1st. You could, right? You could choose that. But guess what? You're going to miss out. And I mean it. We have Leaders Retreat starting October 1st. And I know that the tendency is to be like, I'm just going to save all my enrollments until October 1st so they can count for Leaders Retreat. Don't you dare. That is scarcity. It is straight up scarcity. Do not buy into that lie. Because guess what? That energy of, I'm going to just try to white knuckle this, and I'm going to try to, because I'm not going to have enough enrollment. So I got to that's scarcity. The second you introduce that energy into your business, it's like putting a big wet towel on everything. I'm serious. Instead of that, it's the mindset is enroll, go crazy, dig in. Don't white knuckle it. Let it flow. Be in flow. Everything's energy. Like if you are in the flow and you're excited and you have abundance mentality, you're digging in, you're doing the work, you're going to create some momentum and a snowball effect will happen. And then October 1st, you're going to be like, boom, we got these people, these brand new people starting that I can help them start to share, or I can help them get one. And more than that is your energy is momentum. You're going to feel that energetic momentum, like hitting October 1st, like this, instead of like, right? So don't buy into that. Don't save enrollments. Don't do that. That's scarcity. Take a breath and let that go. Okay. We want to go all in. We want to bring the energy of there's always enough. The right people are going to be right here, right? And we're going to claim it and declare it. So before we start this call, I just put a post up, and I'll show you the picture so you can look for it. I just put a post up in Synergy Plexus Builders. That looks like this. I am declaring. See that? Okay. It's really short, but it's a place for you to get clear on what you're creating in the next 4 days. Okay? Because what we know is when we talk about things, we think about things, we feel about things, what happens to those things? Somebody unmute and say, what happens?
They become?
Yep, Joan's right on. They become. What we focus on with our thoughts, our words, our feelings, we expand. Okay? So start talking about, thinking about, feeling about what you're creating in the next 4 days. Slow down to speed up. Take 10 minutes right now or, today, and get clear on your intention and what you're creating, because what we know is the formula for success, always, forever, and it never changes. Clear intention plus committed action equals results. If you have never heard that, and even if you've heard it a million times from me over the last 5 years, write it again. Clear intention plus committed action equals results. Eventually. Do we get to have full control over the results? Nope. So let go of that. Let go of the meaning attached to any sort of goal or intention you're going to talk about. It doesn't mean anything about you. It's just a simple formula that's a universal law. But when you understand this and you harness it to work for you, you can create magic. Clear intention plus committed action equals results. So this post is a place for you to create your clear intention. Okay? Declare it. Claim it. Do you have chills? Does anybody have chills when we talk about this? Okay, it's because that's your spirit self is waking up and saying, yeah, I want this. But you got to talk to that spirit self and your real true self, and you got to get clear on your intention so that you can start to manifest what it is you want to create. Are you with me on this? Clear intention, committed action. You got to dig in and do the work, but it starts with getting clear. So if you write your intention and if you declare it on this post that I just put up, like in the next hour, this is not open for the end of today. If you're on this call or if you're watching this recording, hold on. If you watch the recording, let me just adjust that a little bit. If you watch the recording and you put your clear intention in here by the end of today, it will be by the end of today. Tonight, you put it in there and you actually do it by the end of the month, I'm going to send you a prize. And I like to give prizes. I want to reward you for putting your money where your mouth is, getting the things you've learned over this weekend, or if you weren't at the retreat, taking the nuggets you're about to learn on this call and you're about to hear, and then not just hear it and have a hopium high, right, Sammy Joe? Hear it, feel it, yay, and then put your butt on the line and start digging in and doing the work. Because guess what? There's lives that are waiting to be changed, aren't there? There's people in your universe right now that are waiting for you to get bold and dig in and show up. So it's time to put your money on money where your mouth is. Get your clear intention. If you write it here, it's simple. You can see the post. I put an example there, but if you write it, my clear intention, I have surpassed, our team has surpassed Q3 prizes, which is awesome. It's so exciting. But I got to get 4 enrollments. I got to get 4 level 1 enrollments to qualify for these prizes. And I'm going to do it. I am doing it. So that's my clear intention. I'm getting 4 level 1s in the next 4 days. And I'm making it happen. I'm claiming it. I'm owning it. I'm declaring it. And I'm so excited to just see how it all plays out with my committed action. So that's my thing. You can type it right here. Why don't, while we're getting going with these shares, type it in the chat. What is your clear intention? What are you creating between now and September 30th? And then make sure if you want to take part in my little prize that I'm going to give you, go to the post on Synergy. That's where I'm going to go to make sure that it was put in there today, right? And then when you slay it, comment, slayed it. And then I will send you a prize. Who's in? Are you guys excited? End of month magic. Put your intention, declare what you're claiming in the chat right now, and then do it on the post too. That sounded bossy. Ew. Right now, Shazam. Do it, sister. Okay, I am so excited for the shares that we have here. So we're going to have, it's 11:11 Make-A-Wish. We have some amazing babes that are going to share their takeaways from the retreat. I love it. Keep the intentions coming in the chat. Please, please, because the energy of the synergy of us doing this together is explosive, right? And we need each other in this. We are going to hear from first Cami Olson, then Jenna Gines. Is it Jenna Gines? That's so cute. Jenna Gines. I love that. And then Kate. Okay. And then from there, I will get back on and we'll announce the next few. These babes are going to share their takeaways from this amazing retreat. Get ready to write some notes and it's going to be amazing. Cami Joe. Cami Joe. Cami
I
Olson.
can be Cami Joe. That's fine. That's cute.
I love it. Take it away, babe.
Okay. First of all, such an amazing weekend. It was so fun. Is everybody just like lit up? Are you just like feeling all the feels and you're just like always leave on a high, right? I always leave inspired, like I just left general conference or something. It was so good. Okay, so the first thing that came to mind when they asked me to share is probably one of my favorite things somebody said, and I can't remember who said it. You guys, I was writing notes and I didn't always put who was saying what. So if you know who said this, please put it in the chat. But aging is automatic, growth is intentional. Who said that? Was it Kim? I don't remember. If you remember who said that.
It was Chris. It was Chris.
Okay. I loved that. So aging is automatic, growth is intentional. Meaning that time is going to go by. We're going to get older, okay? But whether or not we choose to grow is up to us, and we need to put in the time. We need to put into the effort. Step out of distraction and into intention. She also said that. I loved that. It's okay to say no. You guys, I live in a time where I feel like I'm so busy. I have so many little kids. Everybody's starting to do sports. I feel like I'm in a busy time. I have a busy calling, busy trying to be involved with my kids' school and their teachers and all the things. So I've definitely found myself being like, I'm too busy. I'm too busy. People are constantly calling me to do their hair. And guess what? I was asked to be the room mom this year. And I said, no, that's not like me. You guys, I hate saying no to people. And I said, no. I said, it's just not my season right now. I'm so involved with other things. I have been asked to do so many people's hair, and I have been saying no. And I'm so proud of myself. I'm as busy as I can be with certain things because I know that I want to step up in Plexus and in my business. So it's totally okay to say no. And you just need to figure out for you what you want to focus your attention on. And then the other things that are distractions and maybe it's not your season for it, it's okay to say no. So I've really been trying to do that for myself. Another thing that was said that I loved was by Tiffany Peterson. And she said, sell the destination, not the airplane. And I loved that. And this is something that I've not really had a problem with because I truly believe in this. We are not trying to sell supplements, okay? We're not. And if you have that mindset, you need to take that away, because what we are trying to give people is their health. And we're trying to help them achieve their best health, their best self, okay? So take that off the table. If you feel like this is gross, this is salesy, I'm trying to sell people on something, that's not what you're doing. You're trying to, if you have your genuine heart invested in this, you genuinely just want to help people feel better. And those are the people who come to mind. It's your friends, your family, okay? Your neighbor down the street. Oh my gosh, I know that she struggles with this. I just want her to feel better. And they'll see your heart if that's truly how you feel. They're gonna know that you're just trying to help them feel their best. And then the last thing I wanted to share is that it is none of your business what other people think about you. This is something I struggle with. Raise of hands, who else struggles with feeling like maybe you care a little bit too much what people think, right? Everybody. I care too much what people think sometimes, and it's none of our business what they think. Who cares? We don't know what they're actually thinking. You might post something and be like, oh, they're going to take this the wrong way. 1 second. It's just none of our business. We have no idea what they're thinking. And maybe they think that, maybe they don't, but who cares? Be yourself, be your genuine self, and yeah, just own it, okay? And that's something that has been good for me with this business, is just being like, it doesn't matter. Who cares? Take the drama out of it. I'm going to post this. People take it for what it is, So those are my 3 big takeaways, and I love it.
I love you, Cami. It's been so cool to watch you own that. Even a different glow in her eyes. Who knows what I'm talking about? You've always been beautiful, always. But that first time I met you to now, there's a different glow in your eyes. And it's this confidence and this self-love of this is me, take it or leave it, right? That's the energy that it takes to move the needle and change lives. And I love seeing you do that. Jenna, are you ready? Jenna Gines.
Yes, I'm ready. Hello, everybody. I'm new, so thanks. I'm excited to be here and talk about just what I learned from the retreat. And when when she asked me, I was like, yeah, I'll do it. And then time got closer and I'm like, but I haven't got ready. I'm not even, bleh. And so the old me would have been like, no, I don't have time. Like, I'm not ready. I have to be like my hair done, my makeup done. No, like, it doesn't matter. I'm showing up and I'm here because I want to be, and because like this means a lot. Sorry. You guys mean a lot. Sorry. I've had like a ton in my personal life. So meeting you guys, like, I didn't know I needed you in my life. And sorry. And like, your vibe attracts your tribe. And like Christy, like, she's my vibe, like being in alignment, like the abundance, the love, the light, like that is me. That's what I love. And so it really does. And like, so women need women. That's like such a big thing. And just in this like business and in this environment, like, I talked to somebody about ADHD. I talked to somebody about abusive relationship. I talked to somebody about religion. Like, you go deep and it's vulnerable, and it's like, you don't get that places. And like, women need that. And even I've had people message me, oh, I want that. I want to come. I'm like, yeah, come, like, come join us. And then also, like, we have the answers. Like, we know what we need. And it's just finding that time to be quiet and still, and to say, you know, like we all heard, what do you need, sweetheart? And like, listen, what comes? Like, that's what we need. And then just that we all have, and we're all learning and growing and progressing, and that self-love and that self-worth. Like, I think, you know, that just must be what the journey of human life, that we're all like, we're not good enough, we're not pretty, we're whatever. And so I feel like we all have that, and we all can work on that, and that this, you know, it is a fabulous tool to help us not only with like, you know, the physical health, but like Cami said, like the overall just health of, yeah, loving ourselves and letting our light shine. So sorry for the craziness, but I'm glad I got it out, and thank you for letting me share.
Jenna, we love you. Oh, it makes my heart so happy to hear this, because babe, guess what? How many of you know that we've been intentionally looking for Jenna? You guys get that? We have been like, we know she's out there. Let's go find her, right? And this is so rewarding to hear that. How many of you know that there's a lot more Jennas out there that didn't know they needed this community and this? Like, oh, let's find them. Jenna, we love you. Thank you so much for sharing. And guess what? I'm sweaty. I haven't brushed my hair. I went for a run and sat right down. Hadn't even looked in the mirror when I got on the call. It's okay. We are real up in here, and it is all good. Okay, Kate, my beautiful Kate, are you ready? Let's do it.
You guys hear me? Give me a thumbs up, Christy. Okay, awesome. I'm in my van. Hi, everybody. A lot of driving yesterday and today, but it's okay. We're here. I don't have my notes with me, so please bear with me. Y'all know that I'm a little vulnerable in a lot of stuff. I've been very open with during Leaders Retreat. For those of you that weren't there, I cried a lot. But that's me, and I'm owning it. I'm okay with that, because you know what? This was my first Leaders Retreat, first of all, right? I didn't know. I knew maybe like, I don't even know. I think I would say, like, honestly, like, I had met maybe 10 of you, if that, in person until Leaders Retreat, right? And by the time I left, I'm pretty sure I hope I got to say hi to everybody. It helps when you're, you know, loving on people and serving them pasta and stuff. You know, I got that opportunity, but I was observing. I sat back and I observed. I'm at a season in my life where I wasn't sure I wanted to go to Leaders Retreat. Actually, I knew I wanted to go. I didn't know if it was possible. I kind of put my business on hold for a couple of months. I've been breathing for a couple of months, trying to keep my head above water for a couple of months. Meanwhile, still like helping the people that I'm already loving on with my business. I went to Leaders Retreat. The first day we were there, we were reestablishing our why. We know that Christy's big on what's your why, and I wrote on my why, I've got to figure out what I'm still doing here. It was very obvious to me what I'm still doing here. I even said it on a call with my best friend this morning. I'm like, you've got a butt crack, right? You need my products. you know, she's one of those that keeps me at arm's length, and we all know that that's, you know, one of our favorite quotes. I think that's Christy. I don't know. There's probably a bunch of you I've heard say it, and that's my why. My people are my why. People are my jam. People are my freaking jam. I'm in the right business. We're in the right business. Leaders, we're all leaders. Everybody that showed up at Leaders Retreat, whether you didn't know much about the products, whether you've been there, whether you're a lifer, whatever a lifer is for 5, 6 years. I know some of you have been there that long, maybe more. People are our jam. If you didn't find a place, if you think you don't belong, you freaking belong. Oh, you belong. You belong with us. That's how I felt. Like it was reconfirmed. Not that I've ever doubted that, but sometimes there are minutes I'm like sitting back observing. I do a lot of observing these days. And there's a couple people that I assume were observing as well. But by the end, everybody was like either dancing, they were talking, they were meditating. Like we were all there and we were all present. There was a freaking lot of booty shaking on that dance floor and outside. We'll have to talk about that sometime. But it was awesome. There was a lot of cheers. There were a lot of hugs. There were a lot of like one-on-one communication interactions. We need each other, just like Jenna was saying, just like we've always said that. Our people that need us need you. I'm a very emotional on the floor kind of person. People are into that. Not everybody's into that. Some people are like, Kate, quit crying. And I'm like, okay, just turn around. You don't have to watch. But some people need that, and that's okay. So that's my takeaway. I wish I had my notes, but Cami gave a great synopsis of all those beautiful things and the light and the feeling and the love and the why. I'm just glad I got to go. I'm glad I showed up for me, made the sacrifice because I want to help other people. And if I can't show up for myself, I definitely can't help and show up for other people. So thanks, guys.
I love that, Kate. And if you don't know this, it was kind of a lot for her to come. It wasn't just a hop, skip, and a jump down the road. She like had to make some big things happen. And I feel like the reward was equal to the sacrifice, right, Kate?
Oh, awesome. Absolutely.
It was so good to have you there. And it's this kind of stuff that keeps us going, right? I love that.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Jenna Anderson, Nikki, and Kristen Smith, you're next. So Jenna Anderson, are you ready?
I'm ready. Okay. I had so much fun. There was so much. So I'm going to try to keep it brief, but live events are always kind of like a gut check for me, like a wake-up call, because I don't need an income from Plexus, but I love to help people. And so sometimes I get to this point where I'm like, well, I'm helping people. I am helping people and I'm trying to help them manage. And so I take my foot off the gas. So I just really need these things to like reignite my fire. I loved connecting with the people that I got to connect with. And that was so needed. I really needed a break from my family, who I love, but I needed it. Gosh, I loved so much about it. Tiffany Peterson, I adore her. I took so much away from her, pages and pages of notes. One thing that she said that I feel is really powerful is that the permission I'm waiting for is my own. Like the only person holding you or me back is ourselves, right? We don't need somebody else's permission. Let's see, it's not, she said, sometimes it's not about what we need more of, it's about subtraction. What do I need to let go of? And there are a lot of things that I need to let go of. So that is something that I'm going to be working on identifying and practicing for sure. I tend to be a really all or nothing person. And that is a problem. Like it's a big roadblock for me. So I need to work on letting that all or nothing mentality go. She's also said it's about being committed, not perfect. So I think that goes along with it. I need to just stay committed and not worry about perfection. Perfection is not out there. Yeah, I can't let the days that I fall short or not hit certain expectations or goals prevent me from moving forward. I loved that she said the phrase, I trust myself. So I'm going to be working on that, nourishing relationships, showing people that they matter. The visual, think of everybody walking around with this sign around their neck that says, do I matter to you? So really just loving people. So many of the women that were there this weekend do that so beautifully. So I need to be better at that. Christy said, obstacles are the way. Obstacles are the way. And it made me think of, I believe it was Henry B. Eyring. It might have been his mom who told him, if you are on the right path, it will always be uphill. We know that. Hard is where the growth happens. So obstacles are the way. And every one of us are going to have hundreds or thousands of heartbreak moments, is what Christy said. So I've had them, probably not on the scale that Christy has experienced them at this point, but just like she said, when those times come, we know they're coming. So you can kind of prepare for them. I set a goal that I'm going to be a little better with my social media. I took a bunch of notes and came up with some hashtags for helping me post daily and just I spend too much time thinking I need to post and not planning. So I'm hoping that if I kind of plan ahead and have a game plan for posting, I will be better at it. I loved training, I think it was Friday morning, the Road to Jewel. Somebody said clarity equals power. So just getting really clear, being better. And I think Chantel shared that somebody said, I'm already an emerald, my points just need to catch up. So for me right now, I'm just baby steps. I'm already a senior Ruby. My points just need to catch up. So I definitely have set goals. Cami already mentioned the John Maxwell quote that Chris shared about growth being intentional. I loved that. I need to be more intentional. And I know that part of that is just, it's easy things that I need to do, be more intentional with, like using that list, that menu of simple actions page, and just setting the time aside and doing it, just doing the work, action, taking the action. So those are my biggest takeaways.
Jenna, I love that. Such a good mix of the heart and then the like brass tacks. So good. Here's a trick, you guys. I was going to share this and I cut so much of what I was going to share out because there was already so much, right? So much goodness. Write this down, okay? When you understand the concept. From day one, when I decided that I was going to do this and I knew I was going to do this and it was going to be big and there were thousands of people and I was going to have all the obstacles, every time I planned my Plexus time, like in my phone, on my planner, everywhere I wrote it, I didn't say Plexus time. I called it diamond time. So from the very beginning, I was like, I saw the vision and I was just totally anchored to that. What do you think that did to like the mindset and the energy of like, So whatever your goal is, maybe your goal isn't diamond. Maybe you're like emerald time. Maybe that's what your heart can be wrapped around. Don't say diamond if your heart's not wrapped around that. Maybe it's gold time. But whatever you're creating, if you have that as an anchor, it's going to help you to be intentional while you're working and creating that and move it into action. I love that, Jenna. So good. Nikki, are you ready? Oh, you're muted, babe.
There we go.
There we go. Perfect.
That was a blessing for me to be muted. So coming to the retreat, I've been more vocal about it because I've been more open and honest with all my feels, and it was hard. It was hard for me because that's just way out of my comfort zone. But I knew this was something I needed to go to because I felt very like I hit a wall, and I know I needed the strength and numbers from everybody else. So that was really good. Couple of things that I took away from it. I loved how Kim, because one of my, escapes was I don't have enough time. And so I loved how Kim was just like, oh yeah, you do. You make the time and you just juggle things around. I sat there and I thought, okay, yeah, she's totally right. There's so many things I do that are a waste of time. And I love how she said, take actions and do the things. If you don't, nothing will change. So that was really cool for me. Nicole Jones, I loved when she was just like, reach out to your team that you already have. And, we focus on trying to get more people that we don't realize we also need to, set back and help the ones that we already have signed up. Tiffany Peterson, and that thing I like that she said was, what decisions do you need to make and what actions do you need to take? So that hit me. I'm like, okay, I need to make better decisions on what I want to accomplish in this business if I really want to make it a business. And Christy, of course, plug into the systems. They're out there for us for a reason. You guys have done amazing work. You guys have like seriously paved the path for us. And the easy button is out there, as Sammy always says, easy button. And I learned that I need to stop comparing myself to others, that we all have our own journey. We all have our own strengths. We all have our own weaknesses. And that's what this team is for. It's a sisterhood of just strength and help. And I love that the Jewels all talked about that, even though I'm not part of Nicole's team or Jessica's team or Kim's team or whatever, not directly under them in a way, that I could reach out to them, and I'm comfortable that I could reach out to them and they would help me if I needed them. So that was really nice to know that, yeah, we are a sisterhood. And writing down goals, that was another one that I thought, and I already have it printed. Here it is. Changing 15 people's lives. I even have a checkoff box because I am a list checkoff girl. So this is going on my mirror because I think I need to see it, because I think that's important and I have not been doing that. So that's one thing I need to do, is I need to make it visual. And I'm ready. I was so happy to meet. I was scrolling through all the pictures because I'm on my phone, scrolling all the pictures. I'm like, oh, I know her. Oh, I've talked to her. Oh, she's so cute. And look at her. And that was neat for me to make connections and actually see faces live. You guys are real people. So I loved it. And I thank you guys, Christy, and all of you guys. Sammy, I want to try not to get emotional, but I did girls camp. I was young women's president for a lot of times, and I know that these things are like girls camp and it's a lot of work. And I just appreciate you guys so much for putting all this time and effort and taking away from your families to help us. So thank you.
Oh my gosh, I love that. The best kind of girls camp, where we put on some Snoop Dogg and get down, right? Girls camp with Snoop Dogg and Tiff Peterson. Sign me up. I love it. You're so cute. Kristen, are you ready? Thank
Yeah,
you.
can you hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of time to go through my notes, but the whole thing was just amazing. Like, my favorite part of any of these is the sisterhood anyways. I love hanging out with beautiful women. It's just fun. That like fills my cup every time. But I loved how Kim said, live like you are a jewel. And yeah, so I think no matter what your goal is, I think we can just live like what we want to get to. And I think that was amazing. She said, if I want to level up, I need to adjust my schedule. And that really resonated with me, because I'm always I'm too busy. I have so many things to do already. It's so hard to fit in the stuff that I need to do for Plexus and doing Plexus as a business. So that really resonated to me. And I need to look at I need to learn to say no, and I need to take action on the things that I actually want to do. And then I loved how she said, believe in yourself, believe in the products, and believe in the business. I'm probably one that, not probably, I am. Like, I've flip-flopped the whole last year. Like, do I really want to do this as a business? Do I not want to do this as a business? Do I want to? And it's been like that for me the whole time, but I keep just being drawn back to it. And during Nicole's training, in the Jewel training, she pointed out kind of the same thing, how like she'll feel really good about something, and then the next morning all of a sudden it will be, you have doubts and you have feelings and whatever. And when she was doing that, it brought up the thought, I thought of this quote, and I actually posted it. I think I posted it somewhere in the Bear Lake thread because they asked me to, because I read it during that thing. And it says, with any major decision, there are cautions and considerations to make, but once there has been illumination, beware the temptation to retreat from a good thing. If it was right when you prayed about it and trusted it and lived for it, it is right now. Don't give up when the pressure mounts. Certainly don't give in to that being who is bent on the destruction of your happiness. Face your doubts, master your fears, cast not away therefore confidence, stay the course and see the beauty of life unfold for you. So I just love that, because I feel like that's what I do. I feel really good about it. And I'm like, yes, I'm going to do this. And then I get home and I'm like, oh crap, I don't know if I can do this. I just loved that the whole weekend reinforced the fact that like I made a decision and this is what I want to do. And so let's do it. And I loved that I had all my team and all the people that came with me. I had lots of new people there with me, and it was so fun to spend time with each one of them. And it was amazing.
Oh, I love it. Kristen, seeing your beautiful team there too, and watching like them kind of catch the vision and let us love them and them love us, like that was so cool to watch. And I love your team. Those are my babes, the balcony peeps.
Yeah.
So awesome. I loved that. Kristen, and look at you, you're glowing different. Who sees Kristen's glow? Her face is like ding.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Oh, I love it. Okay, thank you. Camry, Mary, and Teresa. And then there's one more after that and we'll be done. But I can't wait to hear from these babes. Camry, are you ready?
I sure am. Can you hear me? I'm going to be fast because my phone keeps like disconnecting me. My intention when we talked through it with Christy, I wanted to get better at follow-ups, or when like people message me and they're like, I'm interested. And I'm like, cool. That's nice. Like I need to ask them questions. And I loved how Tiffany talked us through different questions that we can ask. And I'm just curious, why are you interested? Like, that's not gross salesy. That's just loving them and trying to help them to in the best way that you can. And that was just big for me because I have always felt like follow-ups were gross. Even though in my head I knew they weren't, but in my heart I was like, yeah, but they're not gross. It's just loving people well, and it's important. I also really liked, I've been pondering on it all weekend when Tiffany said that change can be instantaneous. I don't know, that's like a weird concept to think of because you think of change happening over time. And I always relate things to my garden, and like when you plant a seed, you've changed that seed's situation instantly. Like it's no longer going to just seed. It does take time for it to grow and mature and become what it's going to become. But that change happens in an instant. Anyways, that's what I've got.
Ooh, I love that. Camry always brings it home with some gardening, awesome analogy, and then we all get it. And it's so beautiful. Camry, you're so cute. Thank you. Okay, Mary, Teresa, and then Melissa. Mary, are you ready, girl? There you are.
Yes, I'm here. I just got done teaching, so I am here. Okay. Well, first of all, my cup and my heart are super, super full, just like everybody else has mentioned. But some of my just biggest takeaways, huge things that we can commit and without being perfect. It's commitment, not perfection. I am definitely a perfectionist, and I feel like if I'm going to do something, I have to do it all the perfect way. And I was reminded that I don't have to. I can just show up imperfectly. Katie Tucker actually reminded me that a lot we had a call last week. And the biggest takeaway I had was that I am worthy, and we're just waiting for permission to share that worthiness. And it's already all inside of me, and that I do truly have those talents that I can share with people that are different than, because that's how I've always been, is I compared myself. Like I wanted a team like Nicole and Jess, like I needed a partner just like them to be able to do this. And I've just kind of been using that as an excuse, but I'm already worthy and I have talents that I can share. And I don't need to wait on other people before I can just go out and share. So, let's see. And another one was, just stepping outside of my comfort zone. And that's where growth happens. So, and growth and progress is what I want. So that is what I got. So thank you all, wonderful ladies. It was a great weekend.
I had chills like up and down constantly when you were talking. That was so beautiful and so eloquent. And one thing I want to share, you know what's aren't we so cute, us humans? We are so cute. We're like, I want to what were you showing me something, Sammy, or was that not intentional? Oh, Levi, I love you, dude.
He's showing you something, but he wants to.
Oh, Levi.
Okay.
Look how rad. I love it.
That's
You know,
awesome, Levi.
one thing that's so funny about humans and our brains, like Mary was saying, I want to be like Nicole and Jess, right? Or maybe you look at Kimberly and Christy or whatever, and you think like, I can't do it because I want a power partner and I don't have it yet, right? Because the brain looks for evidence and experience to make sense of it. What you don't see is the months where I was like, hey, Kimberly, hey, Kimberly, hey, Kimberly. And she was like, oi, right? Or like the months of Nicole coming to us and saying, oh, Jess Halls is a dream teamer. Oh my gosh, months. But what it took was us, right? All of us believing in ourselves first, showing up with that confidence and the vision of, I know I'm going to get there. You're coming or not, but I'm going. Not waiting for someone to like help us feel the confidence, but we move forward. The universe, right. The laws, like they love action and clarity and speed. Move forward. People will come or they won't, but we don't have control over that, right? Anyway, thank you for what you shared. And I love that. And guess what, Mary? I can't wait for the moment when you're like, it's Mary and Lisa. This is my power partner, Lisa. Whoever it is, like, you will find that. You will create that. But it starts with your energetic momentum and your vision.
And the truth is, I'll be your power partner until you find another one. And then I'll still be your power partner.
Thank you, Nicole.
It's Mary and synergy. We're your power partners, right?
Yes, that's what I learned. I have lots of power partners.
Yes, we're in this together. Ooh, I love it. Thank you so much. Teresa and then Melissa. Teresa, are you ready?
I am ready, and I have my little assistant here to help me. So, oh my gosh, there's so much that was going through my head as I was trying to narrow it down to just 3 things. And I kept, thinking about Tiffany Peterson. I kept thinking about McKay and even just our leaders, and there's just so much. And that's what I love about these retreats, though. We have all these things that were said to us, and now it's our turn to take them and choose what's going to help us to like be the best version of ourselves. And one thing that did stand out to me is, I don't remember who said this, but it was, don't judge the day by the harvest you reap, judge the day by the seeds that you plant. And that stood out to me because, it's, as a part of our job, it's important that we show up and stay consistent. And when people see that, we're planting those seeds, and those are the days that matter. It's not the days when people finally decide to join us, because it's so much work leading up to somebody wanting to be on our team. And the most important thing, I think, is to just remember that we need to constantly be planting those seeds. And those are the days that matter, because those are the days that are going to bless lives. And something else too that I took away was, I actually woke up this morning and I did meditation, and that's something that McKay suggested that we do. And for me personally, it made all the difference in my morning already. I was able to get up and meditate and have some me time before I was mom, before I was a wife, before I was like, the boss here at home. And I don't know, like that for me was really important, because I don't really do that for myself. I don't take time to just think about like, what do you need, sweetheart? Like Tiffany said, like I don't say that to myself. So that was huge, because this morning I was like, what do I need? What do I need to make this week successful? What do I need to create end of the month magic and to show up for all those people that have been following me this far and that are finally ready to take that leap with me? And let's see. Oh gosh, like I said, there's so much stuff, you guys. Oh yes, really quick too. I thought like, what do you need, sweetheart? That to me, I realized that I've always thought of that as something that can be considered like egocentrical, because it's like we're not, we're taught to like give and give and give, but at the end of the day, we're left feeling drained. And if we're not asking ourselves what we need, then that's not going to help us at all. And so, as long as I think you come from a place of love and intention, I think that's not egocentrical at all. And I think we all need to ask ourselves every day, like, what do you need, sweetheart? So that was my second one. The other part I really enjoyed and was just huge for me was when we did the meditating with McKay, and she talked about generational legacies. And, like, I don't know what happened during that time, but holy cow, I had like all these different visions coming to me. And I don't even know if they were mine, my parents, who knows, right? Because that's what she talked about. Like, we can be experiencing stuff that our ancestors 3 or 4 generations went through, and now we have that same thing. And so I don't know, that to me has been huge, and I've been thinking a lot about it, and I'm already, trying to find some books that are on that topic so that I can better improve my future generations and not stay stuck in how I was raised and how my life happened as a child. But, like, moving forward, I want so much for my kids. And I want so much for my kids and my family and all those future generations to come, because it doesn't just end with me. Like, I've had kids, and so obviously, there's going to be people that are going to follow. And to me, I just want them to feel love and abundance and clarity and positivity. I don't want them to ever feel less than the amazing humans that they are. So, and then just to finish up too, having my sister with me at this retreat and seeing her catch the vision, it was like the best experience, because I've seen the vision and I wanted her to catch it, obviously, and that's why I invited her. But to actually see her do it, like, we were downstairs with Sammy and Christy, and Sammy's up there writing all these numbers, and it was just like so intense. But my sister, that's how she works. She loves the numbers and to see it. And so I'm writing down, like, Teresa is emerald, and that's huge for me. And next to me, I look over, and my sister, I'm like, oh, she's probably going to be like, Jackie is silver. Jackie is senior silver. No, you guys, she wrote, Jackie is senior ruby. And I didn't cry, but I was like, just so much happiness. So, yeah, thank you all for putting on that retreat. It was amazing. So,
oh my gosh, Jackie, we freaking love you so much. And I loved having you there. What a joy. It's an honor. Who agrees with me? Like, bringing your people that matter to you to us, it is an honor. And I feel so blessed to be in that space and to be able to feel and give that love. What a joy. Oh, I got chills. So we had a really awesome training that we need to do on a grander scale, right, Sammy? I really feel bad that we didn't do that. That optional training should have been on the main stage, because it turned out really awesome, right? But now we know for next time. But we need to do a call, and it's going to be good. With the comp plan overview that Sammy did was so good and simple and just clear and powerful. And then how to map out your goal. And there's a little bit of jumping up and down and excitement, because it gets really intense and fun. But we'll do a call with that so that you can utilize that, and always know that that's a tool, right? Melissa, are you ready to close us out?
Sure. How am I supposed to follow all the amazing things that have already been said? So amen to all of that. As I went back and reflected on the things that I took out of it, I went into it kind of wanting to light my fire again and know how I can light the fire of my team and just be a better leader. I have a lot of doubts in myself about being a leader, but I learned a lot at the retreat about being a leader and how I can step into that and really show up and lead. I don't have to wait for permission. I don't have to wait to be worthy. I don't have to wait for someone else, that power partner, but I can do it. And I can find that power partner and someone to do it. So some things that I wrote down were, if I want something different or more than what I have, I can create it. And I'm worthy of it now. I don't need to wait for that approval. I give myself permission to step into that. It doesn't matter what other people think, and I am ready to let go of that doubt and that fear that holds me back. As you can probably tell, I do a lot of affirmations because my notes were all in affirmation form on what I can do. But I can be successful, and success comes from daily action and that commitment, drawing your line in the sand and deciding. I've been talking to my husband a lot about, he just feels like, you're so busy all the time. You're just always going. And what can you let go of? And I said, I have the same time that everybody else does. It's about my time management and what I'm doing with my time. Am I doing things that are productive and helping me grow and become the person that I want to be? Or is it more fluff that I'm just kind of filling my time with? And so I know what I need to do, and I just need to do the work. We have all the systems in place. We have each other to support us and help us and reach out to. And we have the systems. We know what we need to do. We just need to get to work. And I don't know who said this, but they said, speak kind words to yourself daily. Give yourself grace, because the way we speak to ourselves is the way that we're going to act, the way that we're going to think. We need to be giving ourselves grace and speaking kind words to each other. I was really excited to have the team members that I did there, and all of them caught a vision. My mom caught a vision, which I never thought would really be possible because she hasn't really had the vision, but she created goals and she caught the vision. We're talking about going to Arizona to help my cousin, and St. George to help my aunt to help grow their team. So she's coming up with different ideas. And so it's just really fun to see my team grow and have them light up and just know that we can rise up together. So I loved the retreat. I loved everything that I learned and what everyone shared. So.
Oh my gosh, that is so awesome. And again, wasn't it so fun to see people walk in a little hesitant? Everyone does. It's not new. Even I did. Like Kimberly and Sammy watched me have a little minute when we got there of just like processing, getting ready, stuff in my personal life. We all feel that. But then by the end, things change, don't they? It's so rewarding and so amazing. Thank you so much for everything you shared. Sammy Jo is going to bring it home with some end of month tips. So get your notebook and a pen. Let's get down and dirty.
Down and dirty. If you know me, I'm like nuts and bolts, give me info and let's move on, right? So this isn't long, but it's simple and it's just kind of a way to wrap up the month. So the easy button right now, if you don't know already, any welcome pack orders placed this month come with a free bag of active. That creates a really easy message offer, if you will, like something new, not just like, hey, I know you've been considering it for 6 months. You want to try it now? Empty, right? Or I know you've considered Plexus or the triplex in the past. If the time is right, it comes with a free bag of active right now. Is that something you'd be interested in? Just some sort of different twist on an offer. Free bag of active comes with any welcome pack order. That is easy to offer. Also, the greens are launching tomorrow. So there should be like a message sent to everyone that's ordering the products. Let them know, like, this is a new product. This is fun. You can add this to things. I guess I have tasted it. Some of us have tasted it and it's actually really good. I expected it to taste like grass and it doesn't. It tastes like berries. It is really, really, really good, you guys. It's going to be fun. You're going to want to get your hands on it. Plus, you're going to want to tell people to get their hands on it. It's going to be a fun new product. Something that you must get in the habit of doing at the end of every single month. In fact, if I were you, I would put a reminder in your phone, maybe on the 28th of every month on the morning at 8 a.m., go check credit card declines. Because if someone has a 100 PV order going through and their credit card declines and it doesn't go through, that makes them not commission qualified. So for someone that has people ordering under them, we want them commission qualified. They might not be checking their things all the time and often to even be aware that it happened. So you need to go in your back office and see if there were credit cards that declined on the 28th or on whatever, the 27th, 26th, whatever, and let them know. It's a simple message. Don't overthink it. Don't think that you're going to make them feel bad. Hey, I wanted to let you know your order didn't go through for this month. Your credit card declined. It could be as simple as your address or an expiration date, blah, blah, blah. If you want to go update that so your order goes through so you're commission qualified. It's not just for business builders, friends. If someone is expecting their order to come and they're being super consistent on their products and their credit card declined and they're unaware and they're expecting products to show up on like the 2nd or the 3rd and they don't ever come, they could go a week or 2 weeks without products. So do your due diligence, my friends. Go in there, search out those credit card declines and make sure you let people know. Whenever I do this, I have between like 5 and 7 credit cards that have declined. So do it. It's important. Also, it's a fun time after the 28th. Is today the 28th? Tomorrow's the 28th. To go in and kind of see where you landed with your points, especially those of you that have been around for a while. For you newbies, this doesn't really apply. But go in and see where your points are. You might be like 5 points away from re-ranking. That might be worth a reach out to a white line to see if they want to place an order. Or maybe someone under you is 1 order or 2 orders away from ranking silver or senior silver or something like that. It's worth a little extra effort to hit that rank and get that bonus next month, right? So digging in is worth it. Look at points of those under you. Look at your own points. See if you're within a couple of orders of something fun, because it's worth digging in extra to hit those levels. That is all I have.
I love it. Are you guys ready to get down and dirty? One more thing. We are doing, instead of doing a 3 days of Plexus, just the way that this month was with our retreat, and we want you to be having time and energy and focus on the end of the month magic. We're not doing a 3 days of Plexus. We're doing a 1 day of Plexus tomorrow. So it's going to be the same thing that you see in the 3-day group, but it's just going to be 1 day tomorrow. So if you're smart, and you all are, and you've got an intention, and you want to dig in and choose easy, but move the needle, change lives, and, you know, build your business, you're going to utilize this 1 day of Plexus tomorrow. You're going to comment on the welcome post once I put it up after this call, right? I'm going to put up a new welcome post. Go in there, drop your welcome thing with your selfie, right? Share a little bit about your story, and then you're going to listen to the lives, and you're going to see the posts, and you're going to utilize it. Because guess what? It's going to go up tomorrow, and this was all very intentional, okay? And there's a lot of strategy behind how we do things, so you can trust that. This is going to give you, you'll have tomorrow, and then you'll have 2 more days after that to follow up and to harvest, okay? So if right now you're brand new, and you're like, Kate, what should I do? Utilize this group tomorrow. Invite people. Say, hey, there's this really casual group. It's really easy to learn about the products and be a fly on the wall, right? There's going to be some informational posts that go up about the products. There's going to be some awesome live videos. There's going to be an explanation of the products and how they work. Go all in with utilizing this event tomorrow in the 3-day group by inviting people, tagging them in things you think they're going to relate with, and then private messaging them. Hey, did you see that live? I thought of you when I heard that chick sharing her story. Like, what did you think of that? Right? It's super casual, you guys. This is so that people can learn about the products in a way that's easy and simple, and you don't have to think. You just add tag, right? Invite, tag, message behind the scenes. So you do that tomorrow, you have 2 days to work on greens, to reach out, to tag people, to follow up, and you can just do what Sammy said in the most beautiful way, and you'll slay your intention that you put in here, right? It's a done deal. It's just a matter of watching the details walk out. Who believes that? What you intended is a done deal. If you choose to claim it and declare it, it's just a matter of committed action, right? Okay, are you guys ready? Did everybody drop their intention in the chat? If you didn't, take the minute, do yourself a favor, type it out here, but then remember, go into this post in Synergy Plexus Builders. I'm finding it again for those of you that maybe didn't see it. Go into this post, I am declaring, drop your intention for the next 4 days, and let's make it happen. Thank you for joining the call. Thank you for bringing your heart and your energy. We love you. We need you. Let's create magic, you guys. Mwah. Bye.